What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of the Collision Post Show, AEW Collision Post Show here on the Fightful YouTube channel. Rick Eugenio, Cresta the Star, with you guys here tonight, recapping all of this Continental Classic action. The finals, or at least, the semifinals are now set for Wednesday. We know who the final 5 competitors are. They will whittle them down to 2 ahead of World's End next weekend. This opening contest tonight between Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli is probably my favorite of the entire week. I loved it. We'll dive into all of that. First things first, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We're here December 23rd, 2023. The year is almost over. Christmas is right around the corner. I still got a ton of crap to do. Getting ready for my in-laws coming over this weekend. Tomorrow, I got to be cooking and doing all sorts of stuff. So, Cresta, we won't do this one in like double time tonight, because I got stuff to do. I know everybody else got stuff to do, but we here on a Saturday night on Christmas weekend. How you doing?
I am tired. I was telling you offline that I have a muggle struggle job now. And I mean, it's a cute job, but I'm tired. I want to, at the risk of exposing the business, I have a Christmas corner because cats. Because we can't have nice things with these cats. And they will knock over a tree. So I completely understand where you're coming from.
I can't have nice things because I have kids and they just like destroy everything. Like pretty much that's it. Like that's where my life is right now. My house is a mess. See, we have to wait till the last minute.
Cats, I'm seeing a trend here.
Right, because like here's the thing. So we're having like I said, my wife's family over tomorrow. Then we go over to my sister's on Christmas Day. We can't even clean the damn house until the last minute, because if we try to be proactive and do stuff throughout the week, tornado toddlers are just going to come through and destroy it all anyway. So it's like
a high five. That's a good tag team, tornado toddlers.
Right? Oh, they whoop some butt. My son broke my rib 6 weeks ago. Like that. And like, hey, they do some damage now. They do some damage. Finish
the story, taking out that. You're Rey Mysterio. This is dominant.
Yeah, I got dirty Dom. I got dirty Dom by my now 3-year-old.
Damn, he's gonna be a menace.
He already is. Trust me. Anywho, Merry Christmas. Appreciate y'all who are in the chat, all 418 of you who are watching right now. Do us a favor, give this video a thumbs up. Really helps drive up our engagement. If you have not subscribed yet to the Fightful YouTube channel, what you waiting for? There's so much good stuff here. Also over on Fightful Overbooked as well. So make sure to like, subscribe to it all. Speaking of subscribing, just $5. Fightful Select, best scoops in the business. All of Sean Rossap's hard work. He had a couple of scoops drop today. Haven't had a chance to read them, but I know they're there because I get the emails immediately. You don't have to worry about any of this aggregator stuff and hoping they get the story right. Sean has the correct information sent out to you directly. Fightful Select, just $5. Make sure to get your super chats in, get your humper chats in. We'll be reading them throughout the entirety of the show. Our excellent moderator, Drew, who is here on the Christmas Eve night here on the AEW Collision show. He'll be going through them all, lining them up for me. We'll make sure he will stay on my ass to make sure I read every single one of those bad boys before we sign off tonight. Let's dive into it, shall we, Cresta?
I'm about to die. Let's go.
They weren't messing around tonight. It was right into the action, and it was nonstop action all night long. And we opened up hot. Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli. We were wondering when we were going to see a draw, and we finally get it tonight. 20-minute draw on this one. I absolutely love the early on back and forth between these two BCC teammates, just trying to get the upper hand on the chain wrestling. Claudio's size a bit of a disadvantage for him in this one. There were a lot of times where he's sitting there trying to use his legs and utilize his power, but he really couldn't because he had such a size advantage on Bryan Danielson. But still, I thought he did really, really well going one-on-one with the chain goat in Bryan Danielson himself. And the beauty spot of this match was like the game on moment for me was when Claudio hit that, finally got pissed off that Danielson kept getting the better of him, and he hit him with that big uppercut and knocked Danielson out of his shoes, and he was almost surprised by it. And then he got that sly smile on his face like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to see out of you. That was such a beautiful little moment early on in this match, Cresta.
No, I agree. I think the fact that neither one of them went easy on each other fantastic. Starting off the match with the swing on Bryan Danielson. Now listen, I understand that this tournament was made for Bryan Danielson's farewell tour. But at this rate, his eye has been injured, re-injured, injured, re-injured. At this point, I kind of feel like he should have been out of this tournament. This was an excellent match. I got to give a shout out to that avalanche suplex on Danielson from Claudio off the top rope. And then that neutralizer that still didn't take out Danielson.
I know.
BCC have shown, especially with this match tonight, the only one going into a draw that we are evenly matched. We're all bad bitches except Wheeler Yuta. Sorry, Iridian, you're not here to defend him. I love Wheeler Yuta, I do, but he's the one always eating the pin. That's not my fault. But they're all really good. I mean, he was an RH Pure champion. Wheeler Yuta's good, but if anyone's going to eat the pin, it's going to be Yuta. The point I'm trying to make is that BCC is so good. Like, I cannot believe we went to a time draw. Like, that's how good this match was. I know.
I was pissed. Like, I was pissed, and I think the crowd was pissed too, especially after that flurry there. As soon as we got the 5-minute call, Claudio immediately went for the jugular, or in this case, that orbital bone, and he immediately just started hammering on Bryan's face like, mother effer, I'm going to take you out. I need this win. Like, I love you, but I need this win. Without it, he was going to be eliminated. And after that 5-minute call, we get the superplex. Danielson kicks out. He counters the Ricola bomb into the triangle choke, then ends up kicking out of that neutralizer. Claudio kicks out of the Bazaico knee, puts Danielson in the sharpshooter with 60 seconds left. The clock is ticking down. We get down to 10 seconds left. Claudio just decides to let go, clocks him, knocks him out cold. It looked like anyway with that uppercut. He goes for the cover. Clock ran out. Danielson kicked out anyway, and we get the first draw of the tournament, which means Danielson moves on to the Blue League final with 10 points. Claudio gets eliminated with 7. Yeah, I was disappointed, but I wasn't at the same time because I'm like, this made sense. Like a draw just made sense here for me. And Claudio had already eaten a couple of L's in this tournament. Another one, I think. He deserved not to lose this one, even if he wasn't going to win it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think there's so many people, like, in the middle of the blue card. I'm not talking about, like, your Daniel Garcia. I talk about the Andrades, your Rushes, the people who are eliminated, not because they're terrible or not because they didn't try their best. This was a very stiff tournament. This tournament was stacked. There was a lot of people that you could realistically see winning this tournament besides Bryan Danielson. So, I mean, on the one hand, it does suck for Claudio. However, I do think that because of this tournament being at the end of the year, this sets up a lot of good future feuds between, like, Claudio and if he wants to beef with the BCC, or if he wants to beef with Rouge, or if he wants to go back to his 2 least favorite things in professional wrestling, Eddie Kingston being one of them. I forgot what he said the other. Oh, amateurs and Eddie Kingston. So, you know, there's a lot of things that you can move on from here. So I don't think he lost in defeat, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he did kind of have this look at the end of that match too tonight, where I'm like, oh, wait a minute, hold on, that is he pissed off? Is he about to do something here with Bryan? Just the look on his face was just pure anger at the fact that he lost that match. Clearly, he felt like he could have won it if he had some more time. Nevertheless, these two guys shake hands, they hug it out. It's a match that, you know, BCC teammates you'd expect them to have, and we move on here as Bryan Danielson moves on to the finals on Wednesday. The question would be, who was he going to face? We'll find out after we talk about our main event coming up here a little bit later. Make sure to get your super chats in, get your humper chats in, guys. We'll read all of them throughout the entirety of the show. Greatly appreciate all you guys who are joining us here on the Fightful YouTube channel. We had a trios championship match here tonight. The Acclaimed end up defeating Top Flight and Action Andretti. Some fun high-flying action in this one, as you would expect, Cresta, a match featuring Top Flight. The thing that I love, though, in this match is Billy Gunn getting, like, the Kane Big Show treatment.
Oh, my God.
Where he's just, like twice as big as, like, everybody else in this dang match, with the exception of, like, his own teammates. But, like, the opponents, anyway, they're all sitting there, and they're just spending a majority of the middle of this match just trying to take him off his feet. It kind of reminded me of the earlier days in AEW before they added the meat division, where Billy Gunn literally was like the biggest guy on the entire roster for that first little bit.
I'm campaigning for 305 Live. So every time I hear meat division, I'm like, somebody needs to pick this up. I will commentate. This is free. 305 Live. Give it to me, you cowards. Sorry,
I'll take 350 live after what
Yo,
we said.
listen, super duper heavy 405, 404, not foul live. Come on now.
Just just give us 2 bulls in the middle of the ring, and Cresta and I will be some happy guys. But they do finally get Billy Gunn off of his feet. They send him to the outside. This was after Scissor Me Timbers gets broken up. So there was a point here where Bowens and Billy Gunn and the Martins were all on the outside. It was just Action Andretti and Max Caster in the middle of the ring, and Max looked like he was cooked there for a second. Were you thinking maybe, just maybe, the way that they had set this up, that they break up Scissor Me Timbers, you had everybody on the outside, it was Action Andretti's time to shine here? Did you think maybe, just maybe, we were getting a title change for a half second there?
I'm going to be real with you, Rick. I wasn't thinking anything. I fell asleep during this match. I'm so unprofessional. I'm so unprofessional. I woke up at the end and says the Acclaimed wins. I got no notes.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what happens. I'll tell you what happens here. All right. So Action Andretti, he hits the big move off the top. Looks like he gets 3. Max gets the shoulder up. Action Andretti then goes for the running shooting star press. He misses. Max rolls him up for the 1, 2, 3. May have grabbed a hold of the tights. Commentary bringing it up. We did not see a replay. Regardless, the Acclaimed retain here. You could notice here a little bit of some character change with the Acclaimed. They seem, after they got their ass whooped by the Devil Boys and chucked through a window, they're kind of all business now. And maybe we're starting to get the hints of, I don't know, a heel turn might be too early here, but they're definitely going to be more focused on winning any way they can now, I think.
I will say that I wouldn't mind a heel turn from the Acclaimed, because you can only do a hip and a hop and a hop and a hip. I'm a rhyme and a rhyme. I'm a rip and I'm rip. Before, after a while, becomes John Cena territory. No disrespect. It was good. It's great. The crowd, everybody loves the Acclaimed, but a serious Acclaimed, I wouldn't hate it. And I do also think that it is time for them to give up the trios titles, or we need more, like, I don't know, something about Commander, Phoenix, and Penta not having it, or House of Black not having it, or Dark Order not having it. It's no shade, because I think the Acclaimed are great with Daddy Ass, but I feel like the Acclaimed are a tag team. Okay? No shade. No shade. That's just me.
Hey, we all got our opinions. I would like to see them go on a bit of an extended run now that they kind of have this change in attitude. I want to see where they can go with it and what it's going to lead to. And like I said, for a half second, I was kind of expecting them to lose tonight. They didn't. Kind of interesting in the way that they ended up winning the matchup. So we'll see where things go from here on out. We do have a super chat from Van Twinblade. Thank you so much. BCC Pony music video recreation. When? Question mark. I actually have.
My God.
I was gonna say, can you fill me in? Because I ain't one of the cool kids. I don't understand this word.
All I'm thinking of when you say Pony recreation music video is that Genuine song. If you're happy, let's do it. Ride it.
Oh,
my
God.
Pony, my saddle. Okay. I want to get demonetized. So if you're happy and you know it's
okay. All right. I got you. We got Kaza with a super chat. Thank you so much. This happy holiday, guys. Love you right back. Thank you guys so much for the support. We always appreciate it. And we got another one coming in here talking about Action Andretti and Top Flight. So while Drew types out that one, let's hear from our fearless leader, Sean Rossap, shall we?
Hello. Do you have a limp penis? A difficulty getting it erect? Boy, do I have a product for you. Bluechew.com and the code Fightful will help fix that. Bluechew has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know they work. But they work a lot faster because it's a chewable. It's also much more affordable. Use that promo code Fightful. Get your first shipment free. Just pay $5 shipping. One of the best parts, it's discreet. No awkward in-person doctor's visits. You don't have to go to the pharmacy. It's shipped straight to your door when approved by an online physician. You want to check this out. It will help you. It is a good product. It will make your sex life better. Bluechew.com and the code Fightful.
You know, it doesn't
Eloquent
taste
as
like
always.
blue. That's what I found out.
What does blue taste like exactly there?
Raspberries. Blue raspberries.
Kaza chiming in saying Bullet Club Gold for Trios Gold.
I could see that Bang Bang Gang with either Juice Robinson, because Jay White is going to kill Juice Robinson and Austin Gunn together, like in the same group. I don't know how he hasn't done it yet.
Eventually, the team that's all about gold needs to get some.
I agree. Come on now.
Let's get to that. All right, we got the big meaty special, the Merry Christmas Cresta special here. Bryan Cage and Keith Lee, and look what big boys were flying early on in this one. Keith Lee getting every bit of 340 pounds up to just jump up off the ground onto the shoulders of Bryan Cage and deliver the Hurricane Rana was spectacular. I thought Bryan Cage looked really strong in this matchup, figuratively and literally. He lifts Keith Lee up for a big superplex that I'm surprised didn't shake the ring more than it did. So whoever put that bad boy together, good on you. He gives him back up in the fireman's carry, delivers a big face plant. Somehow Keith Lee still kicks out. And then even though Bryan Cage has the match in hand, Prince Nana decides to grab a cinder block out from under the ring. Same kind of cinder block that took Keith Lee out over a year ago at this point. He puts it down for Bryan to use, but he ends up getting caught by the big power slam. Keith Lee gets the 1, 2, 3 and the win, grabs the microphone, lets everybody know that he has not forgotten what happened a year ago, Cresta, and he's got a message for the man who did it, and he's going to deliver it on Wednesday. Now, Swerve Strickland has a big match on Wednesday, and now he's got a big meaty man who is coming down to beat down his door, and his name ain't Santa Claus.
Come on now. How long have we been complaining about when are we getting Keith Lee versus Swerve 1v1? We've had some sort of tag combinations for a while. I'm excited for this. For the match at hand, I have been a fan of Bryan Cage since Impact Wrestling. He is one of, not to toot my own horn, I did interview Gringo Loco. You can see that over here on Fightful. You can go watch it. But we were talking about bases and being a base guy. And I will say Bryan Cage is a good base because he is so good at catching people, so good at lifting people up. Yep. He is so safe, bro. So him and Keith Lee just lifting each other up like these big, meaty men throwing meat. I personally was sports entertained. Keith Lee jumping up to hit a Hurricane Rana off of Bryan Cage. First of all, Keith Lee, you too big to be moving like that. So I'm always thoroughly impressed when he moves like that. The superplex from Keith Lee onto Bryan Cage, close to the damn cinder block, like you said, for the win. I don't know what Prince Nana was doing. I like Prince Nana. I want to swerve, but not all the time you got to swerve in people's matches. You know what I mean? Like, maybe just swerving matches, but you kind of screwed Bryan Cage over here. Just an easy, just a little bit. I think he was going to win regardless, but that was unnecessary. You know what I mean?
So there's a variant of dumb babyface syndrome, and it's dumb managerial syndrome. And that's what Prince Nana did, is when he gets involved when he shouldn't get involved, then he ends up costing his client a matchup. That's what happened tonight. It was dumb managerial syndrome tonight.
CJ Perry should give out classes because she would never.
By the way, shout out to CJ Perry.
Yeah, get better soon.
Holy Lord.
I saw those pictures.
He put out?
Oh, that was gnarly. And she was like, yeah, I was just at work chilling. I thought, and it was just from a splinter. A splinter.
Like, have you ever microwaved a hot dog for too long? It like balloons and it splits. That's what her finger looked like after that surgery. It looked like an overly microwaved hot dog.
And also, shout out to Miro, because we love a loving husband with all those flowers. Yes. Shout out to Miro.
Bringing the food. I think she said he came in from Bulgaria. Like,
that's real love.
Right? Like, kayfabe be damned. That was a nice little moment. We don't mean to poke fun at any of this. It's I'm glad she's okay. Obviously,
Yeah.
that finger
She
looks
posted
gnarly.
it so we could talk about it. That's
Oh
my
my
theory.
lord.
Yeah, if you
My
haven't seen CJ
lord,
Perry's
that was bad.
Instagram post, you know, it's a very important lesson on taking care of your health. Jeez.
And
Trigger warning, it's not
seriously,
safe.
don't listen to your body. Don't like wait for like even a tiny
Yeah.
big things have small beginnings. That's good and bad. Oh Lord, if you're squeamish at all, by the way,
Yeah.
stay the F away from that. We got some Toni time tonight, and I was very happy to see that. Toni Storm remains the best thing on television. Renee brings up that Mariah May helped her out this past week, and Toni literally has no idea who she is.
Who? I aspire to be as delusional as Toni. I literally had an emotional breakdown and I felt myself being Toni. So like, these dishes, my life. I don't want to do this, mother. Why did you give birth to me knowing I have taxes and bills to pay? That's how I feel. I just channel Toni Storm when I want to be delusional. She's so good. Chin, tits, shoes.
Like, here's the thing. I had to watch this segment like 2 or 3. I had to like restart it like 2 or 3 times because I kept getting distracted by Toni's eye twitch, which gets more and more just like, I don't even know what the word is I'm looking for. It's just over the top in the
It
best way
reminds me
possible.
of Rick James by way of Dave Chappelle doing this. But instead of doing it, she's just like, she's so I love it. It's so ridiculous. It's literally the who's Mariah May? It's me. Never heard of her.
She's like, she's making faces like somebody who's trying to flirt for the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Or she's got a doo-doo in her butt. It's such great television. Honestly, I am so thoroughly sports entertained, and I don't care. This is a hot take. Y'all can fight your mom about it, but I haven't been this sports entertained since the feed. Okay, this is really funny. I don't care. The feed was very entertaining, and this is entertaining because I've never like Seth Rollins is delusional, but not like Toni Storm, and I love it. This is so delusional.
I mean, look, she is definitely living at this point in her own. Yeah, I wrote about this for Cage Side Seats not that long ago. She's kind of building like her own cinematic universe now at this point. Like she's brought in, Luther the butler, and now she's got the super fan and Mariah May, and RJ City and Renee have kind of been there since the beginning, and they kind of get sucked in and out of this world like they're in Roger Rabbit or something, and they're going from real world to Toontown, like back and forth. Like that's where she's like her own walking film noir drama cinematic universe type thing. And I honestly don't like, the closest thing I can think to it is Goldust, like back in the 90s, like with me watching wrestling. That's the closest, but still it's not the same. It's not the same. She's found a way to just completely do something that's off the wall, that's unique, that is an homage at the same time, and yet it like she's killing it. She's firing on all cylinders on this one.
I have to tell you, Taz also floats in and out of it, because when she called that man her favorite landlord, the human duplex machine, I'm like, yo, fire this woman. Don't fire her, but fire, you're fired, bro. Like, what is
Tony Schiavone too, when she pitched it to Picture in Picture, and she was like, I told you we only need one at the desk. I told you we only need one. There's only room for one Tony in this town.
Oh my goodness.
Mariah May does get on the horn, and she says that she is cleared for action. She has her American wrestling license, but still will not tell that woman who just asks way too many questions who she'll be facing first and when that match will actually be happening. She does ask Toni for some advice. Then Toni tells her, "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy posing for the camera." She's just all
honestly.
I cackled. Cresta, when I say cackled, I mean that literally. I cackled when that happened. Holy.
The only way that could have been funny is if she said, I simply just couldn't hear anything you just said. I aspire to be that delusional about anything in this world. That's going to be all 2024, Rick. We're going to be delusional.
I was delusional for all of 2023. I don't know what you're saying. Toni then turns her attention to Riho. Says she'll have no problem gobbling her up. I'm paraphrasing here. To gain a quick 8-11 pounds. I'm assuming that was a saying, hey, this woman is like a feather. Like she is very tiny, but she packs a punch. And I love the fact that she's now shortened her catchphrase down to, as you already said, chin, tits, shoe, chucks it. And Renee is just pissed. And then she tells Mariah, she's just disgusted that she like didn't get out of the way of the shoe. And you're like, you've got a lot to learn. And then everybody walks off stage and Renee is just like, had enough of this shit.
Renee's comedy is so subtle and understated because she's always, her and Lexi, they're always at the end of the interview like, yo, I'm just doing my job, bro. Like what the hell is this, man?
We got a humper chat from Bizarro Big L. Sup, crew? Love the edge that we are getting from a lot of these acts. Keith Lee going on his eloquent killer vibes. He needs to just appear and take out Swerve like he did in Adam Cole in NXT. Give Brian Cage some pops. This meat match slapped. Also, Rick forgot about football. Was shocked for real. Oh, I didn't forget, but I'm trying to forget that there was a game that happened today. That's for damn sure. I'm already ready for baseball season, as you can see. We also have Wags, who has joined the Fightful team under the trainee membership. Thank you very much. We appreciate the support, all of you guys. Make sure to get your super chats in, get your humper chats in. We will be getting through all of them throughout the entirety of the show tonight. Now for the segment of the night, we get Christian Cage back on Collision. Nick Wayne is out there by his side. First time we've really seen Christian address the situation that happened between him and Adam Copeland in Montreal, Old Habits Die Hard, where Shayna Wayne came down and bashed Adam Copeland in the head with the TNT title, allowing Christian to retain in what was a really, really great main event match on Dynamite that night. And honestly, I loved it and I hated the response at the same time, because when she came out and she said that Nick is her pride and joy, and she could not believe that Adam Copeland would bash in her son's head with a concerto, and then this kind of like light bulb went off in her head that the only person in this company who has the best interest, sorry, still got a little bit of a cough there. The only person who has the best interest in her son in mind as much as she does is the patriarch in Christian Cage, and that's why she aligned herself with him and did what she did. I 100% bought that. Like 100%. That made sense to me. That was a perfect explanation. No notes. Stop right there. What I did not need was, I'm going to start sleeping with Christian. Like, I didn't need it to go that far. I didn't need the patriarch thing. I did not need it to go that far. Christian's going to sit there and he's going to like dig in and say, I scored twice that night. Ha ha, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Dude, Nick is standing right there. Like, come on. And he didn't even care.
He told Nick Wayne.
He smirked.
He told Nick Wayne, your dad died to get away from you. I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares.
You're right. You're right. What did you think of the explanation, though?
I mean, honestly, y'all ain't have to boo Nick Wayne's mom like that. On the one hand, like you said, when she explained it, this man can chair my son. Yeah, Christian's a piece of crap, but at least he's a piece of crap to my face. You're not going to tell me you're going to do the right thing and then you're going to chair on my son.
Yeah.
I got it. Y'all ain't had to boo her like that. Y'all had to tell her to shut the fuck up.
How dare you boo a mother?
A mother.
How dare you boo a mother?
A mother. Vicky Guerrero would never. I will say Christian Cage sleeping with Nick Wayne's mom. I had tweeted this last week. I said, not Christian Cage got all the Waynes calling him daddy. I cannot. This man needs to be stopped. This is peak.
I feel like I need to run the Bluechew ad again.
You should have waited for that segue. Like
honestly, I needed Bluechew to hang on just a little bit longer. Anyway,
I mean, she's delusional. I'm glad we're all sipping this delusional drink that Toni Storm is handing out backstage. But also, ma'am, miss, why are you sleeping with a guy who then in the next breath says she works all these crappy jobs like a freaking muggle to be out here to put her son to be a crappy wrestler because her dumb husband died. And, like you single crappy moms, but I'm begging her. I'm like, bro, I would have suplexed you myself. Like, I don't know. You might have got 3D. You have outside. You're going to tell everyone that we're doing it, and then you're going to be like, yeah, she's a piece of crap, by the way. Christian Cage is a menace to society.
I mean, he is, but I get what he was saying in the fact that all he did, sure, he did it in a curt fashion, but all he did was say, the truth in the fact that she worked very, very hard all of her life just to make sure that she could support Nick, did whatever she could. Support him, support his dreams. He wants to go out and become this rich and famous professional wrestler, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to succeed where his own father could not. And then, without even thinking about it, Adam Copeland almost tries to take him out. Almost ended it in a blink of rage. I get it. I was all on board for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was not like I said. I could have done no notes. Stop right there. That just pump the brakes. I didn't need to know that these two are now doing the wild thing and Nick is cool with it. Like I didn't need that.
Come on now. This man has a turtleneck on 365. He's diabolical. He would go to your grandma's funeral and try to hit on your mom and then ask you, Rick, how's your father? You know what I mean? This man is diabolical. He does not care. He's diabolical.
There was one line where Christian said he almost wishes, that Adam's mom was still alive so that she could align herself with Christian because she would not like what her son has become. You want to talk about some savage shit to say to somebody.
He's a piece of crap. Honestly, he's up there with for heel of the year for me, but he's such a piece of crap. I live, but he's a piece of crap. He's a piece of crap. Like, he reminds me of old MJF promos when they used to hit. I mean, that's a bad way to say it. Like, when MJF's promos first came out, he was like going in on Brian Pillman's mom. Like, yo, that's his mom. Like,
I was there. I was in that crowd for that match. Yeah,
like, that's
that
crazy.
Promo, yeah.
And that's what this was reminded. Like, MJF does it now so much. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, MJF's gonna say something rude, whatever it is. So, but Christian Cage has just a finesse to, like, you're a piece of crap.
He did accept Adam Copeland's challenge for no DQ match for that TNT championship at World's End. Christian says he accepts, but calls Adam Copeland no challenge whatsoever. He says that he has already won this battle. We have another super chat here from Van Twinblade. Thank you so much. Flashback, all caps. First GCW show in St. Louis. Me and about Nick 2. Tony Deppen, be nice. He's just a boy. Tony said he's going to beat Nick, then bang his mom, and Nick took 5.
That's crazy. So Nick Wayne's mom, I mean, she's a very pretty woman. Let's give props where props are due. Sure. So that's a very pretty woman. But y'all to leave Miss Wayne alone. All right? Because then when she turns heel, and that was a problem.
all I want is the long-term booking here. Can we get Shayna Wayne versus Sue at some point down the line? Like,
not Sue.
we got evil mom. We need big baby face mom. Driving in, saving the day, like in the minivan. Like, let's get this match cooking. Like, there's revolution. Let's go.
I would fight on Sue's behalf because Mama Sue should not have. She's just here to drive the van. Don't bring Mama. I'll fight for Mama. I will learn to train to be a wrestler on Mama Sue's behalf. I fight with Anna.
Another humper chat here from Bizarro Big L. Rick, by microwaving a hot dog, do you mean looking at Don Callis? Ouch. Yeah. I can't unsee it with his scar. Cresta, did you seriously crack the code that Toni Storm is the white female old Hollywood version of Prince? All she needs is an MJF music number, and it's true. I would love to see Timeless Toni the musical. Like, can we find a way to get that done? Like, there's got to be a way.
All I could think of when you said was Prince was Toni Storm doing the going down to the ring. She's already doing the CM Punk's No Angel. Sometimes she's getting the ring, just like, oh, I can't believe. I think I kicked something. I didn't know if it's my heater. Like, honestly, I don't think it's Prince. It is its own thing. It is a level of delusion. Like, when someone says they're feeling the fantasy, she's in the fantasy, and nothing. It doesn't make sense. Her fantasy is in black and white. The screen is always black and white. She's the fan. She's the wrestling fantasy right now. Literally, the living embodiment of that's not gonna work for me, pal.
Yeah, man, I don't know when this is gonna end, and I hope it's not anytime soon.
Same.
But whenever this cinematic universe that she has built inside of her own mind that we are able to view, like it's WandaVision or something, right? Like
Yes.
Whenever that they've decided that it's run its course and she's going to go off and do whatever her next thing is going to be, I really hope that she's in a match. They got the film noir black and white out, and all of a sudden she just gets walloped upside the head with something, and it just pops into color, and Toni has no idea who she is, where she's been for the last 18 months or however much it is, and she's old Toni Storm, who's like, what the hell? How did I get here?
Pleasantville.
Yeah, pretty much.
Toni Storm is literally the plot of Pleasantville. That's funny. That's great.
We get Lexi Nair backstage with Ricky and Big Bill. Big Bill taking a shot at Kenny Omega, saying that diverticulitis sounds like something that's made up.
That was funny, and I don't know why. That's not funny, but that was so funny. He's like, yeah, and my uncle has gingivitis, and he's just fine.
He's
like,
doing just
Big
fine.
Bill, you dumb as hell.
Ricky then says that Kenny Omega doesn't have the guts to face him and Bill at World's End, and he was super proud of himself for that one.
You have to look at what diverticulitis is. It's a gut joke. It's a gut issue, so he made a gut joke. There you go. If you don't want to look it up, y'all.
This looked like it was going to go on for a few minutes, but then we get Chris Jericho, who comes in after Ricky had said that he and Kenny Omega are going to have to forfeit their tag team title match. Jericho says, "Nuh-uh, I got a contract for a tag team match at some point. Don't know when, but I need to find a partner." So I guess we're kind of just from what I took out of this Cresta is, we're not going to do this at World's End because we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, Kenny getting sick and being out indefinitely, speedy recovery, get well soon.
Yeah.
Honestly, Kenny, Moxley, and Orange Cassidy are some of the people, like, if you took a break and took a year off, I'll even put Roman Reigns in that. I know people are not going to like that. But, like, Seth too. Take some time off. I like you. I love seeing you on my screen, but please go home and take a nap. Like, so get well soon. But who would you put in at such short notice? Kota Ibushi?
I don't even know. I
wouldn't even know either. The only one that makes sense is
who knows what his travel schedule's like right now? Like,
yeah, like unless you get Cesaro Minoru. Wow. Nope. Minoru Suzuki. There it is. I was like, my brain was like, nope.
I was gonna let you work through it. I was gonna let you work through it there, Chris. You're tired.
I'm tired. I was letting it. I fell asleep. Anyway, I don't know who else would make sense. A returning Jungle Boy who hates everybody, who I think is the devil. I don't know.
I mean, Sammy, would that make any sense whatsoever?
But Sammy's out, like, Sammy literally just had a baby.
I know.
Roosh literally just had a baby too. And Roosh is out here beating people up.
I don't know. I don't have the answers, and I don't think they have the answers either, which is why this match isn't happening at World's End. We get Brody King and Daniel Garcia tonight. And if there's one thing that I love seeing this week is, these matches that don't matter for certain people still mattering. Mark Briscoe fighting his ass off on Wednesday to pick up 3 points because it was important to him not to get blanked, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia for months has been trying to fight through and pick up this big win and prove that he can stand on his own. And it was so damn important for him to find a way not to get blanked in this tournament and not suffer a major, huge defeat. And watching him just fight to the bitter end. I mean, first off, he got his ass whooped by Brody King tonight.
Oh, yeah. Brody King dog walked that man.
No, for sure. And to come out there and one, kick out of the King Kong Lariat, but then kick out of the Gonzo Bomb after that. Like both times I thought that man was dead. Like literally, like I'm like, okay, well, that's it. That's a nice little match. And then he kicks out and I'm like, my head picks up and I'm like, oh, let me scratch out Brody King wins. All right. Oh, Gonzo Bomb. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me scratch out Brody King wins again. And then Brody goes for a powerbomb attempt. Garcia rolls through and he gets the 1, 2, 3. So he does it. The crowd pops. There's this beautiful moment. Yeah, Daddy Magic, who was clapping on the outside because he's been on commentary, not breaking the rules because he's been on commentary, cheering his friend on the whole time. I thought this was a fantastic story that they told with Daniel Garcia throughout the entirety of this tournament. Yeah, he didn't win it. Didn't even come close. He lost a lot of matches. But getting this win over Brody, and want to talk also, what a meteoric fall, like the opposite of Eddie Kingston, because Brody King was like the first guy to hit 6 points, and he stuck there, which was very surprising to me. One, how surprising was that for you that Brody King did not get any more points after 6? And then, what did you think about Daniel Garcia's performance tonight?
Like I said at the top of the show, the problem with the Continental Classic is that this was stacked. There were some people you could say, damn, you're going to lose. And there are other people you're like, damn, who's going to win? So Brody King not getting more than 6 points. Look at who he's against. I think he was against Danielson. He was against Andrade. Like, look at the people you were against. Now, I'm not mad at Garcia. I think for a long time, Garcia has been needed to drop this professional wrestler gimmick and needed to be just a wrestler, like the sports entertainer to become a professional wrestler gimmick. I think he's a fantastic technical wrestler. I think that he does a lot of great sports entertainment stuff. He's a funny guy. I think he naturally has funny bones. But like this now to me sets up a program with House of Black at some point. Maybe we revisit the BCC thing. Maybe we just put him on a different path where he's like a more serious wrestler. There's a lot of stiff competition. I think there's a place for him, especially with Daddy Magic. And I think Daddy Magic being on commentary for his matches was also. Now, as far as him, I thought he was dead. Like you said, I wrote down Gonzo Bomb, but only 2. Garcia is dead. The jackknife cover, I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Because you essentially knocked out Brody King too on your way out, which is funny. Not funny in the ha-ha, but like, that's crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. I'm happy for the both of them. I do see a program with these two going on down the line because King looked like a star too. He looked amazing this thing, but there's only 2 winners. I mean, there's only 1 winner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I love the fact that losing a match in this tournament isn't like detrimental. Like, and it's kind of like this tournament has turned this thought process of, oh, well, you lost a match. Well, you're no longer important, or you jobbed out, or this completely damaged you. Now you have to go to the back of the line. Instead, it's, oh, damn, what a great win for so-and-so to beat that guy. And how is this guy going to now come around the corner here? And it's a completely different way of looking at winning and losing matches. And you can have star-making performances in losses. And I think Daniel Garcia, I mean, he got the crowd invested. That's a win. That's a win for Daniel Garcia. It is. By the way, I do love I do love that when he pulls out the little dance as a show of defiance. Like Brody King is about to just murder this man, and he just starts thrusting his hips instead of, it's his own version of flipping somebody the bird, right? Like when Eddie Kingston's about to go down and he's going to flip you the bird, then Danny Garcia is going to shake it at you, and then he's going to get taken out. But
maybe you got to try to maybe use seduce. He always rolls a 1, but he tries to seduce every time. Sometimes he get Perry.
After the win, House of Black does hit the ring to swarm Garcia. I love Daddy Magic getting in there, trying to cover him up, just saying, hey, you've done enough. Then we get FTR that hits the ring. They come down, they make the save, and they challenge House of Black to a match. They don't say when, though. I don't think it ever got announced for World's End, but I would not be surprised if this is the tag team match that replaces the tag team title match we were supposed to get, Cresta.
I was thinking the same thing, too. I feel like the build-up especially with Malachi and Buddy. I would like to see FTR versus a House of Black. However, I'm a huge FTR fan. However, I think House of Black needs this win.
Oh, 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. We got 2 matches left. We got plenty of time for your super chats and your humper chats. Get them in. But real quick, a message here from our good buddy Sean Rosa.
Hey guys, I'm here to tell you about betonline.ag, the official betting partner of Fightful. It's not just an online platform. They've been trusted for over 25 years. They boast a focus on the player approach and have built their reputation on offering their clients nothing but the best. From cutting-edge technology to enticing promotions and the latest sports betting odds. Whether it be wrestling, MMA, boxing, or football, baseball, basketball, or racing, anything you can think of. All major sporting events are covered by betonline.ag. Fast payouts, highest credit card acceptance industry-wide, safe and secure online environments, and their live betting feature allows you to bet on your favorites weekly and easily and in real time. betonline.ag. That's where we're going at Fightful. That's where we suggest you go as well. That's where we get all of our odds at. betonline.ag. Only bet what you can, and please bet responsibly.
All right, thank you very much. Oh, Cresta. Oh no, we have Ghost Cresta. What has happened? What is going on, my lord?
Hey, we did it.
And
I moved too fast.
And we are back. And we are back to talk about Julia Hart and Skye Blue.
It's 9:27. I'm sorry.
Against Abadon and Thunder Rosa. How about that? Thunder Rosa's first match back since she had to relinquish the AEW Women's World Championship over 500 days ago. She was fired up. She was driven out to the stage. She's in her hometown. She was clearly emotional, so naturally they're going to make her start this damn match out on the ring apron, want to get that hot tag. She does get the hot tag. She starts throwing some clotheslines. She's hitting all of her moves. She's fired up. She's having a good time. Eventually, the ending sees Thunder Rosa drop the bomb on Skye Blue while Abadon had Julia tied up in the ropes here. I thought this matchup was fine. I don't think anything that happened in this match was, especially with some of the other action that we saw tonight, was anything I'm going to remember, by the time we do our next show, because I think next week, obviously, we'll have the World's End review show here on the Fightful YouTube channel. So by the time we do our next show in the new year, there's nothing in this match that happened that I'm going to really remember. But this was all built around Thunder Rosa and her big return. And I was just happy to see her out there and competing and to get that pop from her hometown crowd and just to be in the ring. This was a really cool moment tonight. I'm very happy for Thunder Rosa.
I'm going to say a few things about this match because myself and Iridian have been saying that if Julia is making the House of Hart, Abadon should be what Brody King is to House of Black. Honestly, they are a solid base. Abadon is stiff. They can go. I do like Julia Hart's new look. I like Julia Hart's new music. I like that she's gone evil. I'm here for it. And I'm sorry, I meant to say Skye Blue. I like Skye Blue's new music. I like Skye Blue's new look. She's gone evil. I'm here for it. It did wonders for Julia. Honestly, I liked how Thunder Rosa made her makeup match Abadon's, like in the Sugar Skull thing, but I think that it should not have been. I don't know how we make Abadon join House of Hart if that's what's happening, but they would be perfect for that. Like it fits, it works, because Willow Nightingale, she's resisted the power of the House of Black, and Abadon is black. You know what I mean? Abadon is a zombie. Like their soul is black. Like you know what I mean? The match was okay. I'm happy to see Thunder Rosa back. I love Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa 10 out of 10 all the time. But I'm going back to what me and Iridian said about House of Hart and how Abadon would be a perfect Brody King for your House of Hart. They are your perfect heavy, unless there's another big spooky person that I could think of, and Abadon fits that.
Yeah. Maybe after Abadon loses at World's End.
Yeah.
Because to me, this this was the setup. They already tonight set up Thunder Rosa as the next challenger for Julia Hart. Like it's already like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, it's predetermined. Because like Abadon and Thunder Rosa being on the same team tonight, it looked weird, right? Like, yeah, they both wear face paint, but that's literally like the only similarity between these two. It's not a mix that you would expect to see. Abadon fits in with the other girls. Abadon fits in better with the other girls. I think she should be a part of that unit, and I think it would be, hey, if you can't beat them, join them kind of a thing that you can do with Abadon after she loses at World's End. And you could even have a 2-on-1 beatdown on Abadon. You could have Thunder Rosa try to make the save, and maybe that's when Abadon is like, you know what, screw this, and she starts hitting on Thunder Rosa. I don't know. However you want to do it, you could drag it out longer than that if you really wanted to. But I agree with you. I think Julia Hart, Skye Blue, and Abadon together would be a force to be reckoned with. And they've already told us that Thunder Rosa is, if not the next challenger, a challenger down the line for Julia Hart. So, which would be a great test for Julia. You're talking about former, AEW Women's World Champion that you're going to be thrown into the mix. It's great to have her back. She's a nice boost for this women's division. She is a major star, major babyface. I love the fact that Thunder Rosa is back, and I'm happy she was finally able to get back in the ring after all of her health issues.
Yes.
Let's go to the main event. We saw Eddie Kingston and Andrade. El Idolo winner gets in to the semifinal matchup against Bryan Danielson. These two dudes beat the piss out of each other.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's the fourth time I've said that tonight, but they did, man. All of these guys, all 12 men took this Continental Classic seriously.
Very seriously. Yeah.
They laid their shit in. They put everything out on the line, and you could see it between Eddie Kingston and Andrade. I loved Andrade at the beginning, almost hitting the back elbow out of the get-go, out of jump, and winning this match within like first 5 seconds. And that big smile that came across Andrade's face and Eddie's, and he was like, that close from ending you. He does hit the big back elbow later on in the match, and Eddie, like, instinct alone, like, he's dead, but somehow his arm just kicks out. Like, his arm just lifts up, and that's the only part of his body that moved to get that to kick out at 2 there. Andrade goes for the figure 8. This is after Eddie had hurt his knee earlier on in the matchup. So you had Andrade who was favoring his neck. That's what he hurt in this match. Eddie hurt his knee. So Andrade is going for the figure 8. Eddie's able to get into the ropes. He gets up. He hits 2 spinning back fists. He hits the power slam. And Eddie Kingston beats Andrade El Idolo. He gets the points he needs. He pulls off the miraculous comeback. The last time I was on this show, the last time I was here with you, Iridian, and it was all 3 of us. The last time all 3 of us were here, and we're sitting here talking about, are they really about to job out Eddie Kingston like this? Are they really about to have this man go over and not even make the semifinals or the finals of this tournament in the tournament that he put these titles on the line? And then they actually did it. They told a great story with him on this comeback. He's going to face Bryan Danielson on Wednesday. So now we get the final 5, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But I really, really love this match, and I love this story that they've told with Eddie, this big comeback.
Bro. So I want to give respect to this match, first of all, because Andrade and Eddie Kingston fought like 2 drunk uncles who had something to prove out. Like, these are 2 brothers who had beef over Donkey Kong 64 from back in the day, and then somebody brought it up, and now they're outside fighting after a couple of beers. I lived the comeback story for Eddie. I am so emotionally invested in Eddie Kingston that if he loses all of his titles, if somehow AEW blew up, I'm not pointing no fingers, but I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so happy that the comeback story that Eddie Kingston has is kind of like the opposite of what Brody King has. You were at the lead of the board, and then you choked, for the lack of a better word. And then Eddie Kingston, you were like you said, you about to offer, you about to give him the old goose egg. And now look at you in the title, in the finals. I want Eddie Kingston to win. Now, Andrade is amazing. However, ain't no way Andrade was winning that with Miro around the corner like, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? The tournament is
First off,
over.
there was no way that Andrade was winning this with reports that he's trying to go back to WWE like as soon as his contract is up soon.
Bro.
So it's like, ain't no way he was winning this damn thing. That's why I was surprised he was getting the wins he was getting early.
I always think that's such a funny running joke. That's like, yo, at any time Andrade's like, is this a company violation? I'm doing it. I want to go back to the fence so bad. I want to be with my wife. I mean, this is a joke. We don't know if that's true or not. But you know, if it's a joke and it's a rumor, I'm running with it. I spread disinformation. Sean Ross Sapp doesn't, but I do.
Fightful Select just $5 if you want all the truth that is out there. Cresta is free, but the truth will cost you $5.
The truth will cost you $5. I'll sell you snake oil. I mean, honestly, this match was good. I always have to give respect to the moonsault into the standing moonsault to adjust from Andrade, because that I think takes a level of skill that not everyone possesses, especially Andrade being so tall. Again, I'm so emotionally invested in Eddie Kingston, anything that he does. I want him to be champion. I want Eddie Kingston to beat up MJF. I want Eddie Kingston to beat up Kenny Omega. I want Eddie Kingston to win. I want him to do everything. His character is so raw and real. You know what I mean? So I feel bad for Andrade, but I know for a fact Andrade about to have a program with Miro, because Miro's like, all right, why you keep hanging around my wife? Why you 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 with my wife?
Miro about to send Andrade packing. He gonna help him pack for the E and kick his ass right out. I don't know how long his contract has got, but and then again, that's just rumors. Who knows what actually happens? But anyway,
so bad, I'll help you. I'll give you the game over. I'll help you.
What I love about Eddie Kingston is he is such a stereotype buster, man. Like he is a realistic badass who will go out there and prove you don't have to look like Andrade to win a fight.
Agreed.
You don't have to look like Andrade to win a fight. And I know there are people who are going to look at Eddie and go, oh, this is such a stupid ending. No, it's not. Anybody can knock anybody's ass out. It just depends on motivate. There's a lot of different factors. It's not just what you look like or how many steaks and chops you got on you, you know? So I love Eddie Kingston for that. He's very raw. He's very realistic. I love this comeback story. I'm glad that he's gotten to the semifinals. Now the question is, does he make it to the finals? Because he's going to face Bryan Danielson on Wednesday. So let's make a little prediction here, Cresta. What's going to be the match at World's End? Because we have two semifinals for the Blue League. It's Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston, and over in the Gold League, it's a triple threat. It is Moxley, it is Swerve, and it is Switchblade Jay White. What's the match?
I want to say at this point, it's got to be Danielson, Jay White. If I'm a smart better, if I'm using better a lot, you know what I mean? I'm saying it's Danielson, Jay White. In my heart, it's Kingston, Swerve. In my heart, it is Kingston, Swerve. Because Swerve loses that because somebody screws Swerve, because Swerve you've been swerving when you're driving, and Eddie Kingston wins. In my heart, it's Eddie Kingston and Swerve. But if I'm a betting person, it's Danielson White. I'm going to ask you the same thing. What are your predictions?
So I think Keith Lee is going to cost Swerve the match. I think Lee being there is going to cost Swerve. I'm taking Swerve out of the equation. So for me, it comes down to all of these guys are somebody who will be willing to travel overseas and do everything that they need to do and complete their obligations as being this triple champion, right? This triple crown champion with the New Japan open weight title. I think it's going to be Mox and Eddie Kingston. I think that's something that makes a ton of sense to me. These two, are we friends? Are we not friends? You know, kind of thing. I don't think we ever really got closure. I don't remember anyway. I don't feel like we ever really got closure on the Mox Eddie Kingston story from, you know, back when they were doing Blood and Guts and all that kind of stuff. I don't feel like we ever saw the end to that story. And I think this would be a great way to circle back around to that, because at the time, Eddie was beefing with Claudio, but he was pissed off that Moxley was hanging out with those guys and not being his friend. So I think it would be a little bit juicier to have Mox and Eddie having a throwdown at World's End, and that's what I'm going to go with. I don't know who wins. My gut tells me Jon Moxley wins this thing. That's what I said on the Fightful Holiday channel. If I were picking somebody, I'd go with Swerve. But now they have chosen now to do Keith Lee and Swerve. So that tells me he's out.
That's why I go back to Jay White, because you made a good point about doing the obligations of the Triple Crown. I could see Jay White going overseas. I like Danielson, but if this is his retirement tour and he wants to retire before his daughter turns 4, 5, or 6 or whatever, you're not going to go back and forth. I think you do want to work Japan dates. Absolutely. But I think it would have to be like a Jay White, Eddie Kingston, someone, especially Jay White. Like, I
think all 4 of those guys will do it. If you take Swerve out of the equation, I think Danielson will obviously do it. Kingston will. He already was. Moxley, he's got no problem traveling. He'll wrestle 7 days a week and twice on Sunday if you let him.
Moxley, go to the spa, bro.
He don't like to do nothing. He likes to run around the streets of Over the Rhine, like run past some pizza places and take a whiff and jog at night and play with his daughter and sit on the couch and watch wrestling when he's not actually wrestling. That's all that man does.
Bro, get a massage, go to Disney World, I like Moxley. I love Jon Moxley, but bro, take a break. I think it's Orange Cassidy. Take a break, damn it.
Got a couple of super chats here. Orion Ben 666 says, fans who said tourneys are not for stories, you up. Wow, they should be. Yeah. They always should be. Same with battle royals too. All right, it's not just throwaway time. There's plenty of stories that you can tell inside those matches, and they've done a great job
for going forward.
Exactly. Bizarro Big L with another humper chat. Apparently, before Collision went on, it's official. Katsuyori Shibata is all elite. I love me some Eddie Kingston. Him and Bryan's chests are mincemeat next week. That's for sure. The improvement for story setup and follow through is so good. I see a map to improve. Let's do it. Look, I think I had my worries at first, but I think this Continental Classic has been a resounding success, and I've enjoyed the hell out of it. I hope they keep it around personally.
Besides the math, yeah, absolutely. Because I'm here to look at big meaty men slapping meat, not to carry the one to the second side of the other side of 2. Okay, so as long as we got hater Nigel McGuinness or Tony Schiavone explaining the rules to me, I'm here with it. This match, I think, again, made stars out of everybody. This match also put a whole bunch of wheels in motions going for 2024. I am very excited for it. I'm excited for it. I liked this tournament. It does remind me of tournaments like Ultimate X or Bow for Glory tournament. I like stuff like this where, like, even if you're out, you can still. I'm not going alone, ho. Like Daniel Garcia, Brody King.
I'm going home with something.
Yeah, I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something. Exactly. So this was a great idea. I hope that they do something similar for the women. That would be fantastic. But, we got to get 2 matches on the card. And maybe with Thunder Rosa being back and Serena Deeb feeling better, maybe, they strong arm Tony Khan. If y'all guys want to jump Tony Khan, that for legal purposes is a joke, call me. You can jump for legal purposes is a joke. But, I'm going to see you at World's End, Mr. Khan. All right. So, act like you know.
I think that is a perfect place to end, as long as I have no more super chats and no more humper chats, which I do not. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, I believe we'll see you guys in the new year. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Be safe. Enjoy time with your family. We'll catch you on in 2024 here on the AEW Collision review show on the Fightful YouTube channel. Take care, guys.